Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial in camera and lens repair. And this time I will actually try to show how you can clean the aperture blades in an old In-Ai-s Nikkor 35mm 1.4. And the reason is one of my friends asked me to, could you take a look at this? Yes. And I think, okay, it's just an opportunity to make a video out of it. And well, it's not really oil, it's more grease, kind of. I mean, the blades are not sticky, but if we look closer to it and close the aperture blades, we will see there is a kind of a layer of something which doesn't look that good. So I think, okay, and the aperture ring is a bit stiff, so I think give it a go. And yeah, so I will jump into it, but we need some tools at least. Tweezers is always good, different size, different shapes. This is a homemade special, I mean not homemade, but I redesigned the pins here, so it's good to working with blades. And just a straight and a dented tweezer, which can be good. Dentist tool is always good, and in this case a very pointy one which is good to make marks, which we need to do in there, in the lens. And different spades, I think it's called, which is really good with working with blades. And a compass, lens tool, whatever you have. This is an older one, which I modified to fit in when disassembled lenses. The lens blower is also good. This is the Orbit HEPA blower, which I like because it has a HEPA filter in the intake. And a small lens sucker can also be very handy if it's the need for that. And screwdrivers. Well, in this case we will use a JIS 2.5mm. JIS is standing for Japan Industry Standard, and because this is a Japanese lens, so don't even think about using, well, it's a crosshead screwdriver. Yeah, you can use a Phillips. No, I mean, if you want to damage a screw, yeah, fine, but JIS is a screwdriver you use in Japanese lenses like this. 1.2mm flathead screwdriver is also a thing we'll use on, for example, you can see here is a small set screw which hold the front name ring here, and it's all here it begins. A measure tool will also be very handy. It's not really for the aperture blades in here, but I will show you something about the focusing, how it should measure when I take out stuff. And there is also some notes of the set screw, which is this tiny one. It is a 1.45mm long screw, and the diameter is something like 1.30 or 32mm, I think so. So let's, well, we also need some kind of rubber tools, which is good. This is my homemade, which is really good. I will show you sooner. And also we can also use those famous rubber cones from Japan Hobby Tool, which It's really a handy tool. Thanks you for that, Richard. Now let's jump into it. It's not that hard, I think. Well, I haven't been fully into the blades, but I took a sneak peek inside and see what could be done and how to possibly get into it without damage anything. Now, the front here, the front ring, sits really tight, small set screw. So we need it was covered with the black, I guess, some varnish or so, and we need to soften the well, you say thread lock, and I tried different things, and I actually use a lot of nail polish remover and also pure acetone on this set screw to loosen it, and it can sit really tight. It's why you use a good quality flathead screwdriver. So let's see. I mean, if you only have acetone, you could use that. If you only have isopropyl alcohol, 99% or so, maybe 80% will work. I don't know. I only use 99%. But as I use a lot of acetone, we will just give it a go with this. Just need a very little, small drops of, and let it suck in. If it's if the screw is sitting too tight, don't even think of using too much force on it. If it's still too tight, you could probably damage the little set screw, and to get that out, that could be a challenge. So I mean, those two things, two type of chemical things, is really a thing you need when working with lenses. Now, since the front ring holds the whole lens assembly with the aperture assembly too, and I think it's the best thing is to actually take off the front ring first, because I have some notes of the helicoid, not the helicoid but the focusing system. So it's good to have if you want to disassemble the focus helicoids. Now off with the little set screw here, and have it I mean, you have to have it in a good way, of good feeling of how should it turn. If it's too tight, well, you just add more acetone or isopropyl alcohol. Both of them will work. So just loosen it, just a few turns, that's enough. And then we will use a rubber tool to get it loose. You could use this, or, well, I will just use the other one, which is, I mean, I have a better grip on this one. It's just a gasket from the plumber's shop, which I modify a little. So simply unscrew it, and then you just fully unscrew it, and you could buy, when you have the ring loose, you could just screw in the little set screw so it will not just by accident fall out. Now, a good thing is to know the little guide pin here, which goes here in here. I mean, when it's open now, the whole lens assembly can, if you go like this, fall out. So we will not do that, but have a good grip here on the back, because I want to measure, actually show you how it looks. You see this lens have the CRC, close range correction. It will say there's a helicoid in the back, and there's also the main, the outer helicoids. So before doing so, when we are in here, some people mention around the internet that how long should it be from the front here to the back, because if by accident someone has assembled the lens in a wrong way, well, you have a kind of a measurement from the front to the very back of the mount. So I make some notes. You can probably use them. It was my hope. It will say, without the name ring on, I just took it off, and at infinity, which is set here, it will say from the front. You can see here, this here, not the outer here. It will say here to the very back of the mount here. How long is it? Well, I measure it to something like 54.65 millimeter. So let's see how it will go again. It's, well, kind of. It depends on when you actually measure, but you can see it's something like that, which is fine. And if we measure it at near end, take care of the lens assembly is loose. So if we go all the way to near end, 0.3, how long is it? It should be something like, if we go here, something like 59.50 millimeter. So that's a good information to know if you want to work with the helicoids. It's not the case here. So I will just put the front ring on again, just a little. And because I want to take off the mount, it's much easier wood to work with. So let's see, screwdriver here. There's nothing in the mount, it's just a simple mount. If the screws are too tight, you could, as with a little set screw, you could use some acetone and simply drop some drops in here, let it suck in, and it will hopefully soften the thread lock. You could also use isopropyl alcohol, but well, I think it will be fine with the acetone. So we'll just unscrew it. If you use a Phillips screwdriver, you could damage the screws, and it's not good, because where will you get new screws? So use a proper screwdriver. So there. And you see the aperture connection is, when we take it off, it will flip a little to that way, clockwise, if you look through the back of the lens. So let's see what happened. It will go over there. It was over here before. So and this is nothing special. Now, then I actually took a set a little mark here, because if we look here to the back, it's just info for those who want to work with the helicoils. But since I'm in here, I could just tell the info. So if we set the lens to infinity, all the way to infinity, you see the back is the floating element is working. So we set it to infinity. And that's a good thing, because you see the key here, this one here, not the red one, it's a pin from the back helicoil, but the fork kind of shape just set a mark here. So we have that in mind. If you think about, okay, I will just unscrew it. Oh, well, how should it sit actually when you put it back in? Just to not confuse yourself. So that's it. So now we can take off the front ring, take care of the element on the back, and have a hand on the back here. So set it to near end and unscrew the name ring. And then we can have the whole lens assembly out. Remember, there is also an aluminium ring here on the, it's a spacer to actually set the focus. They did it in a factory. There are many different sizes of this ring, but here's only one. So take it out, and we can just set the aperture to 16, so it's good. And simply take out the lens assembly. So see how it looks on the back in here. I also need to take a look. So, and we simply take it out here, and if we just turn it, this is how it looks in here. And you see the fork up here, this fork in here. It's actually the pin that goes on the back here to work with the aperture blades. See, it will go all the way over to here if it's fully closed. And this is the other connection from this pin here, which has a pin in here also, the connection to the lens assembly. So that's actually looking fine. You can see there is actually it's good to know in here, you can see here, it says it's actually a little shiny. It's because the oil separation from the grease that separates and go into the aperture assembly, and that's why they get oily. So that's it. Before we do anything, you see this spacer here, we can also measure that. I don't know how big it is, but we'll do it anyway. This spacer is something like 1.29. It could be different in your lens, so it will just stay there. So before doing anything, it's good to set a mark here on the front, so when you unscrew the front lens group, it's you will know when you screw it in again, assemble it, you have a mark here, so you know where it will end up when it's tight. And before we take apart anything of the aperture assembly, it's good to have some kind of marks in here. And well, there is also a good thing before we take anything apart. See the back, I'll just set a mark here. Just set a mark here. A scratch, tiny one. Because you see the back lens group can turn. And if you by accident just unscrew it and get the wrong thread, how will you know how long it should be or which thread you want to have it in? We can also measure, and this is on infinity, so we can actually measure how long is it from the, let's say, from this point here. I think it will be fine. From this point here to the actual body of the so let's see how long it should be. It's there. Oh, my mark is here. And how long? This one is something like 9.57 from this point here to here. So we have that in mind. That's it. Well, I could also have make the mark here where the actual pin for the focus helicoil is, so I better do that. And write infinity. So just a little mark will actually help you a lot. So now we can just give it a little mark here, so it's not the correct one. Well, since I haven't been into the lens before, I also need to make that kind of marks. So before we take apart the aperture assembly, it's good to actually make a mark, because those holes here are long, so you can adjust it both ways. So make a scratch. It's good to make scratch. It's very important, because the repair manual, if you can find anything, will probably not tell anything about that. So here it is. So now I know the exact position of where it should be. That's important. So I can begin to take it off. We can. I just want to see if it's a good thing to unscrew the back lens and see how my infinity mark here, and I will turn it as much as it came off the thread. So how long would that take? At least one, and here it goes. It actually came off at the one full turn. Yeah, almost. So just so we know that, it's good. So we can just make a little arrow. So, and by that you have full control of, okay, this is how it looks. And I have access to the aperture system. It will say I can also clean the inside if it's necessary. So put the back lens group away, safe place. Yeah, I'll just put it somewhere. Yeah, I think we'll put it somewhere over here. This is fine. Now, then we can unscrew the front. It will say I need a lens tool on the two small notches here, the boring, and maybe I can use the rubber cone for that because it's a bit smaller, and maybe I can have a good grip on it. Yeah, it came loose, and then you can unscrew it. So this is the front lens group. Nothing special in this way. And just put it aside. And then we look into the actual aperture assembly. And I think it's a good thing to also, yeah, I think we'll be fine. There's a little spring in here, you see, and I think we need to unhook that. And yeah, I just need another tool. Hold on a second. Just need to have my special spring tweezer, which is really handy. And it's good to unhook those. It's a homemade tweezer with a very tiny hole in the two legs. The two legs together, and they file a small hole in it, so it makes as a claw, just like that. And it's really good and handy to put on springs and unhook them. So in here, and see, oh, sorry, we try it again. Oh, and it should come on here. Sometimes spring can be really annoying to put on. Sometimes you need two tweezers. Now, hold on. So now you can see it actually is working in here. So I can take off the ring here, and to make it a little easier, when I put it in again, I can just see how my mark is here, and I simply set a mark here. Also because it will make it a little easier when you put it in to remember how it should sit. You just set a tiny mark here. No one will ever see it. If they go into the lens, they could probably see it, but it's not really a problem. So now we have a tiny mark here, which is good. So now I can take off the ring in here, which sits with 3 screws. And we also have to remember how things should sit. The little tiny spring is here, so that's all fine. And then I will just open the aperture fully. And this pin with the spring sits here with the little cutout here. So off that. There shouldn't be a problem with this ring. They use some varnish here to prevent the screws from loosening itself. So that here and over the last screw. So, and then I should be able to actually lift out the ring here. But remember, see how things should sit. Oh, you can see the blades are already loose. So, well, no matter. So I can lift it. And even more lifting. It is pretty tight fit here, this ring. But don't use too much force, or you can damage it. Put it on your table, and I need another one. It makes it easier to use two tools and lift it out. Oh, see that kind? Now this little pin here is actually going here. It will push on it, this little pin. So we just have to remember where it should sit. And the ring that actually moved the aperture blades here is this ring, and also this little pin here. So I will just lift that ring up also, but it's connected to this pin here via this brass plate, and maybe it can be, if you want to take it out, we'll just make a little scratch here. You could do it on both sides so you know where it should sit. It's also a good thing. So now we will exactly know how this should sit. But I just want to take it out, if it's possible. Yeah, should be fine. With two dentist tool, I think it will be possible to lift it out. Not that way, we'll go over here. And the other one here. Maybe it's just easier to do it that way here. Hopefully you can see what's going on. Not so much space in here. Nah. Yeah, I think it will be much easier to take that little plate out. But since I set 2 marks, just do it again so it's more clear where it should sit. So that's all fine, and I can loosen that plate. So there, and then next one. And then I should be able to lift it out. So it looks like something like that. And now, now I should be able to lift it out, hopefully. And gently wiggle it up against the tube. So, and you see the small marks, which is really good to have, because there is no actually repair manual for this. I mean, I haven't seen it. Now, then we look actually closer into the blades. Let's see if we can move it out to where it should sit. It can be a little tricky, but well, it doesn't really matter. I will just take that the moving ring, and to make sure I know where it will go, it's actually good to set a mark, at least so you know where this pin is positioned, because then you have an idea of where should things sit. I think I will just make a scratch up here. Oh, I see. It's not a problem. If we open it fully, there is the little guide pin here on the outside here. And if we look closer to it here, the pin where the spring goes on is actually in line with the other. So it's not a problem when with full open aperture. So I can just take it out, this ring, and so it should be all fine. But you have to lift it because it sticks out here. So you will have to do it like the other and gently lift it up. And whoa, you can see there's a lot of dirt in here. So that's why when in a hot summer, this will soften and probably be more sticky, oily on the blades. So I will just put it into isopropyl alcohol and let it stay there for a little. The same goes on to the blades, and that's why I make this smart tool tweezer, because it's very flat here. It will say it's easy to go down and grab an aperture blade, and you see they are just have to have them fully open in a circle, because when I take out the blades I will just do it in that way that and it will make it easier. So you open one blade or two, so it will stick out like this. Then you can take out the first blade here and lift it out. See? And just jump it into the isopropyl alcohol. It's good that you remember which direction, I mean, how does the blade is positioned. So lift them out. The blades are probably made of metal that we could see if we do like this. Is it sticky? Is it magnetic? Well, we'll use a screwdriver. Yeah, you can see the blades are made of metal. And this tweezer is much better to use when putting the blades in than taking them out. Well, sometimes it is so. And oh, come on, little fellow. And the last blade. And you can see there's also a lot of dirt in here, which I will just use a cloth with some isopropyl alcohol in, or a tweezer is also good. So hold on a second. And of course I also need to put those ring here in the bars so it'll be there. This is yeah, we can also give it a go. It's a bit sticky in a way, and I just need a cloth to dry them when it comes to that. So, and well, the things in the jar has been there for a little, and just use a cloth to dry them. It's good to have some microfiber cloths. Okay, so, and you see the things with the blades is there must not at all be any, I mean any grease or oil in the system. It needs to run dry. So it will be so fine. It's a bit worn out here, you can see where the black paint is away. So it has probably been used a lot. Oh, I also need to make that, but just take the bigger stuff first. So. I think it will look like new. So there. And it's all fine. No oil, no grease, or no contaminant of anything. So, fine. And I'll just give it a little go with a tweezer in here to make it a little wet, and then dry it out with a microfiber. And I think it will be all fine. Since there was not so much oil in here, it's not a big problem. Oh, nice and clean. And there's something on the back here, which we can, you see inside here, there's also some sticky film. Just give it a little go. See, there's a lot of dirt in here, even if it looks a little clean. But it's good to simply wipe it away. Nice and fine. Yeah. I think it's all fine for that. Yeah, it looks really good. And then we just take the blades. I will just speed up the process when I dry the blades, or no need for having that in normal speed. Just it's good to have a gently tweezer on the pin here, one of the pins, but I take the pin at this end here and just hold on it, and do not pull too much in the blade, because the pin, well, it sits good, but you could probably damage the blade. So it will be all fine. So and so now it's done. Everything is clean. I could just put this aside and begin the assembly process. And I have my guide pin here. It's my my starting point. It's also much easier when you put the rings here back in again, especially this one here. It has to sit in this position close to the, I mean this the spring pin here has to sit close in line with the guide pin here. So, and then I will just add the blades, and for that this is really a good tweezer, or we could try to use my small lens sucker here, which sometimes is good and sometimes not, just to catch the little hole. And I simply go clockwise around. It will make it a lot easier. Yeah, you can see sometimes it will work actually good. And I can also try to use my special tweezer, which sometimes also is good, depending on what kind of blades I work with. And it's especially good to have a non-magnetic tweezer, just like this. We can give it another go and put it in here, catch the hole, and here it is. Very easy in a way. We can just try a straight tweezer to see it will work. So something like that, we can just go for it. Now you see the last two blades has to sit, I mean they will come in a little different way than the first blades. So what I need to do is, the first blade I put in, I will swing it out, and the next blade too. So some of the blade will hold each other in place. It will make it easier to put in the rest. See, you have to swing it out like this, so the holes are free, visible. Then I can add this blade, no problem. The last blade can be a little tricky to put in. Just have it here, catch the little hole. So now the last one is the more tricky. So you see it goes over here and catch the hole, and for now it can be a little challenge because I actually need to hold on to some of the blades and at the same time lift one of the blades up. So this one has to go in here correctly. this one has to be even a little more out. So by lifting one blade, holding onto it, and swing it, the first blade in over the other. And there it sits. Then you have to have a form of a circle. Something like that. And just make some adjustment to the blade, so they have a nice round form. Because then it will be much easier to put in the ring that moves the blade. So you can see here, nice and almost there. There we just need the rest of them. So now we have a nice round circle. And where is my guide pin? There's there. So I can simply add the moving ring, I mean the ring that moves the blades. Simply put it in. I know exactly the position because this pin goes in, out, sticks out here, and that little brass pin here is actually very close to the guide pin here. So I should just lower it over the blades and everything should be fine, hopefully. Come on, little fellow. Where's the cutout? Sometimes it can be a little tricky. Should be something like, oh gosh, well, try again. Okay, we will just do it again. Where is it? Here. So if it will not go at first, well, you just do it again. So, and here we are. Again, almost, just a few blades. There it should sit. And that's all fine. My guide pin is there. Where's the cutout? And it has to sit there. Fine. Just give it another go. And it will work. Hopefully. And here we are. And then lower it over. Almost there. And we can just move it a little. I mean the moving ring. Move it a little and then see if we can have a round circle of blades. Yeah, looks fine. All blades are on. Into the gap of so. And then I can put on this ring. And for that we need to, where's the cutout? It should go there. So there. And just need to put this ring in here and lower it with the use of two dentist tool. I would think it will work. Nah, not really. Okay, if I can just do so. Yow, yow, yow. Well, maybe it's probably just easier to lower it. Should be something like that. And if it goes to correct position, yeah, I think it will be all fine. Just where is my mark? And then I need to put in the pin, and everything should be fine. Yeah. So I put in the little brass pin here. And since I set some marks, well, it should be all fine and have the exact same position like before I took it apart. So there, I think it'll be there. Now, in with 2 screws, and we are done. Don't tighten it yet. Maybe we have to do some small adjustment. Could be something like that. And we can just make the adjustment from outside. It should be possible. Just to move it slightly. Just need to have each mark on each side of the brass. And I think we are almost there. Where's the pin? This should be there. So everything is lined up, and just tighten the 2 screws, and that's it. Then I can add the ring over, and you see the little swinger here moves around, and it has to sit correct on it will go into here. So where is my little yeah, I also have to add the spring over. My mark is here, and I also have a mark outside here. So I know exact where it should sit. It's just because with this gap here has to actually go against this, and also the edge of this here. So let's see if I can lower it. Mark is there, just lower it over. And then it should have the correct position. it's a bit tight, but so it should be. Now you see it's actually set correct. And since I have a mark here, it's all right. So what if I actually move the ring here? Nah, don't do it, because well, the blades could pop out. So it's better to give a screw and find the correct mark here before you screw anything in. And a good thing is you could add a little Loctite thread lock, not glue. And I will just add a little. Oh, it comes too much out. Where can we do that? I can just use a piece of paper on it. So we have some glue, some thread lock. Just need a little. See, that's enough for all those screws. Just have it, put it aside somewhere. Put here. Now, so we simply add a tiny drop. I mean, they use it on the screw head, so we'll do that too. See, just a little. Doesn't have to be much. You do not have to over glue it. Then put it in here. Yeah. So, and it sits okay. Yeah. Then you can tighten the screw, just lightly, not too much. And then we do the same with the next screw. Just a tiny little amount of thread lock on the screw head. And we can see if it will then work as it should. It's not fully in correct position, so there's something wrong here. Hold on a second. Because then we have to adjust it a little so all the blades are in, which they are not at the moment. So when you put the ring in, it can the vibration of what you actually do can make something come out of place. So see what we can do here. Take this ring out again. So something like that, and then I can just make some small adjustment to the, where's my tweezer here? Hopefully we can get it into correct place. See, one blade is not in place. See, not all of them are correct. That's why it sometimes can be a little annoying to work with aperture plates, but I think it's interesting. So if we can get the blades to correct position again, it would work. So here, and let's see, here's my little tool to, oh, not this one, the other one, where is it? Nah, here. So just put the blade in the correct position. Here we are. Now all blades are in place, and I then can add the ring. But I gently have to lower it over, down onto the parts. It will say so. Here we are. Hopefully. And we give it another go. Just check that the ring, the top ring, will sit correct. Yeah, it should be all fine. So there. Don't screw it in yet, because we have to have the other screws in also, and then tighten it. So there, I think we'll make it. And the rest of the assembly is, well, just straightforward. Well, there's actually that tiny little spring that can be a little tricky, I think. And my mark sits correct, so it should be all fine. Yeah, that's really good. Gently tighten it. And the last one here. So let's see how it hopefully will work. Yeah, wow. It's really more, it's very much more easy to move. And let's see if the other aperture mechanism works. I fully close it, and then I move the other ring, the other pin here, to open the blades. So how about that? Everything is fine, and I can just move this pin, where is it? Here, and get hopefully have the little tiny spring on, which can be a little tricky, but we will give it a go. So on with that. And sometimes, oh, you can see it's not that easy. But if we do another thing, use a dentist tool with a flat spade, you could probably take a little, oh, no, you couldn't. Maybe the other one is better. Let's see. So it should be, yeah, something like that, and then add it over the little pin. no. Would you stay there? Well, so we will make it. So, and then everything looks really good. So you see, snappy as it should be. And then I can fully open the aperture with this ring, and everything is back on where it should be. So I can fully close the aperture, because we'll do it anyway when I put it back into the focusing house. So where is my front lens group? Here, looks fine. Just add it, going a little backward to catch the thread, like, I should say click, click. Then you can screw it in, and I should end up with the same mark here where I begin. So that's it. And then with the back lens group, and since I set a mark over here where it came off the thread with a pin, and it all looks fine, I can just put it over here and gently lower it over the thread, click, and it will be back to its original position. So now it's I can just put it in the focusing part here, have the aperture ring to set to 16, and find the guide pin here, and it should go into the gap here. So just check if this is in. Wow, really good. And this this pin here has to go into the fork here. Well, you cannot really see it because when I put the lens assembly in, it will be difficult to, I mean impossible to catch the to see how it goes in here. But make sure the back helicoid goes into the fork here. It's important. Do not press too much. So everything should be lined up here, and should be able to put it in. Maybe there are some adjustment. That could be. Okay, there. And let's see, it can be possible move a little to make it easier to catch the helicoid and the aperture. With the guide pin there. Maybe I have to move this pin just slightly. I know it's difficult to show on camera, but because I also have to see what's going on. Yeah, I think we'll be there. And then try to get the lens assembly in. Then you probably have to move the the back helicoil a little. Say something like that. And then I should be able to put it in, hopefully. It's really hard to see. No, it has to move a little. So, and so here we are almost there. Just need to make some adjustment to the back helicoil. Just slightly, and I think we are there. So let's see if it's correct position it. There, and how about the, yeah, it's fully open. Wow, it's much better. And the focusing helicoil will be fine. Whoa, that's good. So now I can just add the front ring, set the lens to near end, and put the front ring in. You probably have to loosen the screw a little, so it will, so then you can tighten it, screw the set screw in where it should be. And then we have the mount, so everything is lined up. Wow, it's much better. And the aperture is fully working here. So I can just add the mount and say that's all fine. You see, the aperture connection pin has to move a lot over before it goes against the aperture moving ring. So when I put this on the mount, I have to turn it quite a lot. There. Then you can see the pin here will move the inner aperture ring. Then I can just add the screws for the mount. And then we are all fine. Well, it took a little longer than I expected, but it was also to give you some good information about the double helicoil. Wow, everything is fine. I just set some mark here. Just take it away. So now we have a fully working aperture assembly. So that's it. Put the cap on, and everything is fine again in this nice old lens. That was all for me this time. There will be more videos when I have the time. So see you sooner. That's all. Bye bye.